Okay, I'm back. I'm not even going to count this down. I'm just going to go right into the damn podcast. So, nope, I don't want that. We want YouTube. And hopefully people can join me. If not, I know I'm live now. We're going to turn on Do Not Disturb. And I do have Trendspider working. Oh, and what? Yeah, there's a spoon in that container. Okay. Daisy pooped? Yay. Okay. Whoop. There we go. Okay, we're going to get out of that. Boom. Okay. Voila. Puppies are good, Laura. They had to go for shots. My pet sitter backed out. I'm leaving on Friday, and the pet sitter backed out. So they have to board, and they just needed some updated shots. Good morning. And Trendspider, by the way, I was up at 5:30 a.m. this morning. I did do the first part of the podcast. I'm not going to re-record that one. It's 27 minutes. So I'm going to do the earnings portion of this podcast, which really comes through pretty well. So, and I guess I don't. Some of Trendspider stuff is still not working, but it seems to be good enough that I can do the podcast. Yeah. Yeah, Chris, if you go and just Google Trendspider status, there's a page. And I didn't even know this existed until I went and looked for it. And the platform is available for some customers. This is all the updates, and it's since 6 a.m. Oh, leave it. No, don't leave it in. Put it on the kitchen counter. I don't want it in my. Ugh. She had to pick up dog poop, and she put it right on the desk. It should be as of 9:58. Still focused on issues ensuring stability. At this time, we haven't received new technical details, but we do know that some users can log in after refreshing the browser. So, are they putting it on Twitter? Now, this is all the partial outage stuff. So, by the way, Chris, this is the panic that I go through if my Trendspider is up for renewal and I'm too cheap to pay for it. Oh my effing God. Like, I wouldn't actually trade this morning, but I was in actual panic mode. By the way, I hit the thumbs up button. And Rusan told me this page. Yeah, this is good. Yeah. I mean, honest to God, I'll promote Trendspider and stuff. It's probably not the day to sign up. You know what? I'm just going to go in and record this. Okay, this is the second half of the recording. The first half I did at like 5:30, 6 a.m. this morning. It is 27 minutes long if you've been listening for that long. The next portion of this is going to be earnings. So we just got through education, and then the Zeta Why was Zeta down last night? But I did release the savings bucket, how to save your money for financial independence for paid subscribers. I did that after I recorded everything. So you have that in your inbox for anybody who has Trendspider. Yes, they are dealing with a major outage. The first one that I've experienced, 5 years of actually subscribing to Trendspider, being an affiliate and a subscriber. Remember, I was a paid subscriber. God, the panic this morning when I didn't have this tool. Oh my freaking God. I went back to Active Trader Pro to see, can I do the podcast with Active Trader Pro? The answer is no. The answer is just simply no. There is no better advertisement for a tool than feeling naked when you don't have it. And that's the way I felt this morning. So I'm going to continue on the podcast, but just realize if you haven't signed up for Trendspider, this is something that's just out of the norm. And it's help.trendspider.com/status. And you can go and look at the status. If you still can't log in, I would suggest reaching out to them on Twitter. They are responding on Twitter pretty well. They're taking care of their customers. They're doing what they can. It is a network situation. So just bear with us. Or them, again, I'm not part of their crew. I'm just an affiliate, but God, what an advertisement. There is no way I can go without this. And I texted them earlier. I said, you've responded. And by the way, the only way I'm updated on this is I use the contact us button in the bottom right-hand corner. That's it. If you can't log in, they reply to you on Twitter. And so they are great at customer service. That's why I'm an affiliate. That's why I like them. So let's go over some of the earnings last night. I was asked in the chat, and yesterday I went over how to get to the chat. If you go to the dailystockpick.substack.com, the chat's up here on the right. And Eli, I think, asked, why is Zeta down after earnings last night? It didn't give me an answer last night, so I did it this morning. I said, why is Zeta down after earnings last night? Zeta's global stock dropped after its Q4 2024 earnings due to disappointing Q1 2025 revenue guidance. The company reported strong Q4 results with revenue up 50% year over year and exceeded expectations. Its Q1 guidance of 253 to 255 million fell short of 256.1 million consensus. This raised concerns about the slowing growth and momentum. Despite this, Zeta's full year 2025 revenue outlook surpassed estimates, and the company highlighted its long-term growth. So growth is slowing down. And so if you just look at Zeta and you pull this up, where are we on the morning candle? We're down 9%. Down 9%. It's continued its run. The 4-hour algorithm got you out in yesterday's candle. I do like it to come and fill this gap at some point, but things have changed. And so as an Alpha Pick stock, you will get an update in Alpha Picks. In fact, we'll get an update because AAPL actually has a short report as well. But the stock slides as Q1 sales outlook falls short. That's it. This is Seeking Alpha News, and so they've got it. Update adds and analyst reactions. You can read about it. It's down 8%. If you look at this stock, it has moved to a hold, and it's not a strong buy anymore. But I would say at a hold at $18, if you're looking to get into a good stock, this might be one. Again, this is for me. It's an Alpha Pick, so I'm not going to spend time analyzing it. But just realize that the short report that came out doesn't seem to be affecting this. If you look at Wall Street analysts, there's 14 analysts that cover this. They still say it's worth $35. Maybe not afterwards. You might have to look to see if this actually changes. Let's see if the report analyzed with AI. It lasts on 2/21. I have a feeling it will go out tonight, and it will probably update that. But again, use the tools that you have available to you and ask Perplexity why Zeta was down. Now, I do want to point out this particular email that I sent out, okay, February 17th, it was on robotics. And I said, Axon, here's a stock to add to your watch list. Last year, this was a big social stock, and they are doing a ton with AI and paperwork in the police force space. It's interesting. And Trendspider posted, Axon just hit our CanSlim scan. Again, if you don't have that scan, CanSlim is a scan that you can do, and just Google it to find out exactly what it is. but the cup and handle breakout is a top watch into this week ahead. Again, this was February 17th. We are now at the 26th. Where are you today? Let's go and look at AXA because they reported last night. I even put it in the newsletter yesterday. And I said, this might be a stock that you want to look at. Might be one stock that you want to look at. It is up 15% today. It's down from where it opened up. It opened up at 584. Its high was 600. It bounced off that 600. Will it get back to 700? Probably. This was a good report. Again, AXA is one of the leaders in the S&P today. It's a good report. It's still a strong buy in the quant. It's slightly expensive. Slightly, I say slightly, even though the PE is incredibly expensive, the growth is phenomenal. And this was just redone last night. So all of this is now this AI analyst. It's all done so you can read it and you can decide if this one should fit in your portfolio. Again, this is one of Shy's biggest ones. They killed it. I recommended this one that you buy on the dip. I may trade this one after earnings. I'm not going to buy into this huge strength, okay? But I know if we get down to 550, which is 565, where we get under the 200-day, I think then you start to add to it. Is it expensive? Absolutely. Is it still stretched? Yep. But we're seeing this one come down perhaps to the 50-day. Remember, I talked about moving averages before all of this. Make sure you know where your stocks are in the moving averages. Above the 50-day with a contracting Bollinger Band, with the MACD kind of coming down with the RSI at 53. Probably want to add to this one. Do I want to add on a 5-minute chart? Well, on a 5-minute chart, it looks overextended. Just looks overextended. But again, make sure you know your charts. And when I post something like this, if you're sitting there and saying, why didn't I buy Axon when he told me to? It's because you didn't do your research. I didn't buy it, but it doesn't fit my profile. You know, this is somebody like Shy who's in their 20s who wants to take a chance on. This is one of the ones that you read the elevator pitch on. And then you go and research it. And it did great. Now let's talk about earnings tonight. Because on Earnings Hub, we have a ton of stocks tonight that are reporting. You've got NVIDIA, you got Salesforce, you got Snowflake, you got IONQ, you got Mara, you got C3AI, you got Synopsys, you got eBay, you got Pure Storage, you got Teladoc, you got Joby, you got Paramount, you got Kratos, you've got Honest Company, you got Sweetgreens, you got Ambarella, you got Heiko, Nutanix, and you have a Brazilian energy stock, Petro Brasilio. How's that for Spanish? So let's go over it. First off, we got NVIDIA. Okay? Everybody knows about this. I expect it to be fine. I expect them to beat. I expect them to do everything. It's trading weak into this earnings. It hasn't traded tremendously. It's up 3% today at 130. Every time you've dipped under that 130, it's been a buy and it's come back. Okay, where does it come back to? 140. So do you want to buy it before this one? The algorithm just got you out in yesterday morning's candle. Do I want to buy it now that the algorithm has me out? Probably not. I mean, I'll wait till the algorithm gets me back in. If you didn't buy this at the 120 level, if you didn't buy this at the 130 level, why are you getting in now? If you're not in this, don't get into it. If you are in this, I'm holding. I mean, here's the thing. Jensen is doing a 7 p.m. interview on CNBC tonight. Do you think he would be, if he expects this to be down 20%, do you think he'd be going on TV at 7 p.m. for a full hour-on interview? Maybe to come to market? I don't know. But it makes sense to me that he knows something. They may be guiding, he may be just trying to calm the markets at 7 p.m. because they may be saying, hey, 2026, we may only grow by 50%. The market cap on this stock is too big for it to double. The options market is implying a 7% move. The market cap is $3.1 trillion. There is no company in the world that is $6 trillion. You are not going from 130 to 260. You just won't. Now, could you go to 170? Yeah. You could go back up to close to a $4 trillion company. You could jump Microsoft and Apple as the largest companies in the world. You could do that. but you better damn well have a huge growth number. Again, they grew their forward revenue 92%. They're expected to grow 70%. It's just going to be a tough guidance. Now, Salesforce, I own as well. I can talk about this one. Expectations are high. Last time they reported $2.41. This time expected to report $2.61, $10 billion in revenue. They didn't hit $10 billion of revenue last time. They hit 9.44. So expectations are high. I own this. I will look to be adding to this one again. I didn't get in on this one in time. Okay? It got me out right there at 327. It got you out the next candle. Now, do I want to buy this one on weakness into this earnings? No. You saw the gap up on the last earnings. It was great. And you've got a gap here between 337 and 342. Do I want to add to that? No. But I do see 311 and it's trading right now at 312. I do see that as support. Where do I see that as support from? If you pull back the weekly, it was the 2022 highs. That's where it was. And here in 2024, it provided resistance. Now, this particular candle, the low is 303. So it broke it. Now, is it precise? No. But you can see the MACD still a little bit stretched. Our RSI's in no man's land, but your Bollinger Bands are cinched up. Tells me it's going in one direction, either up or down. By the way, that's not Nostradamus kind of, theory right there. There's no crystal ball. Telling you a stock is going to either go up or down. Come on. That's just common sense. It's going to go up or down. So now Benioff, their CEO, is on Twitter touting how all these companies are using Salesforce AI with the chat agents to solve customer problems. Do you think he'd be doing that if they weren't going to show a tremendous growth in the AI portion of their business? He wouldn't be doing that. No, I mean, that was just a few days ago. So I expect this one to get back to all-time highs at 352. If we go over and we look at Salesforce, CRM is the symbol, and we look at the summary, we can see it's a hold in the quant. The valuation is incredibly expensive. Again, it's a $292 billion market cap. This isn't even $1 trillion yet. Now, the 52-week range are right in the middle between 212 and 369. A little bit on the high side. I expect this one to get back up. Wall Street expects it to, the price target is 394. Am I buying before earnings? Probably not. I mean, I own it already, but I do want to add more to my position. Another one, Snowflake. This one, I sold at 190. Why? I identified the strategy that I want. It's right here. This is the weekly. Did we pierce 200? No. The high was 194. And it's rejected off there. The MACD just got above the oscillator. The RSI's at 55. Have a strategy. That's key. Now, when we go over to Earnings Hub and we look at Snowflake, it's lowered expectations. They reported 20 cents per earnings last time, earnings per share. Revenue of $942 million. They're expected $955 million, 17 cents per share. So it's lowered expectations. But it's at the top of the trading range. The middle of the trading range, 150. We're trading at 168. Do I want to buy, on a weekly when the MACD seems to be crossing down, when the RSI is going down? No. What about the 4-hour? Well, the 4-hour makes you 8% versus buying and holding loses you 5%. And the 4-hour has you out. Am I going to give up a pop? Maybe, because this one's highly volatile. If we go over here and we look at Snowflake, it's incredibly expensive. We can see the valuation is just out there. 233 times forward earnings. But their growth, profitability, momentum, and revisions, it's all good. It's still a quant hold. Where does Wall Street think that it's worth? $196. That's 16% upside. For me, the downside of going down on this weekly, down to the bottom portion of this, is not worth the risk to the upside. The upside is just there. I sold out of mine. So I'm not looking to get back in. Then you go over here to Earnings Hub and you can see one of our favorites, IONQ. This is quantum computing. They're expected to lose 12 cents. That's half of what they lost last time. Now, could they continue to go up? Their revenue, 10.56 million last time. They're only expected 10.28 million. You look at IONQ, and is that a buy in the quant? No. When you look at Wall Street, they think it's worth $47. There's only 5 analysts that cover this. Throw that out. Their valuation, I don't know how it to be. They're not making money because when you go to their financials, what do they have? 37 million in revenue. The company has a $6.43 billion market cap. It's expensive. It's incredibly expensive, even with the growth. So do I expect this one to go up? We can go over here and look at the chart. This one doesn't fit my personal risk profile. And when I look at it, the 4-hour algorithm makes you 547% versus buying and holding makes you 437. That's fine. Either number would be good with me. But when I look at the weekly, it just looks too damn stretched. The Bollinger Bands have cinched up, but we're on the bottom side of the 9-day. The strategy for me, I'll sit and hold. I'll wait. I'm not looking to buy it at this valuation. Under 30, I might think about it. But remember, just a few months ago in November, this stock was trading up below 20. So do I want to rush into something like that? No. The next one, Mara. This is Marathon Holdings. This is crypto. They're expected to lose 8 cents per share. They lost 32 cents per share last time. They're expected to $183 million in revenue. Last time they made $131 million in revenue. We can go and look at the chart. This is particularly around these miners haven't traded well. Look at the weekly. It just hasn't. And you're on the bottom side of that 18. You're trading at 12. It's weak. Crypto is weak. And this is a company that I don't want to put into my portfolio. I'd rather own IBIT. And IBIT isn't exactly performing great. The valuation on this one, B+, but they're not making money. The growth sucks. Okay, profitability sucks. Momentum sucks. Revisions, they're up. What does Wall Street say that this is worth? They say it's worth $26, which is 110% gain. There are 14 analysts that cover this. Seeking Alpha analysts love it. They love it. When you look at this one, you look at this slider, look at the 52-week range. You're at the bottom of the 52-week range. Okay, our buddy James Ford just published something on January 23rd. Mara, Trump trade that wasn't, a strong buy. We can look at that one. He's down 36% since he said this was a strong buy. I don't like it. Not my thing. Again, if you pick stocks, that's something, you're never going to be 100% on this. So one that I really like, and I've written about it before, is actually Pure Storage. So I went to Perplexity and I said, how has Pure Storage stock reacted to earnings announcements in the last year? I mean, we can go over to Earnings Hub and we can look at Pure Storage. Where is it? PSTG. There it is. PSTG, 41 cents. They reported 50 cents, so it's reduced, but their revenue is expected up. So I asked, okay, of the last quarters, how did they react? Well, December 3rd, the stock rose 22% after earnings. August, the stock dropped 15%. In May, a modest increase of 0.4%. February of last year, the stock surged 25%. So let's see how this stock is trading. Where's the actual the chart telling us? Well, 4-hour algorithm that makes you 108% versus buy and hold at 93%. We're out. Are you getting back in? Looks like it could go up. Let's look at a weekly. Is it performing well? Well, we're a bit stretched, but we still have confirmation. Well, not quite confirmation, but you're up 3%. It's trading into that range. And this is a continued trend upward. You can see the 50-day and the 200-day, they're trending upward. 200-day SMAs provided significant support when the stock breaks the 50-day period. So you can see that. See how it trades in between the 50 and the 200? But we're above the 50-day. The time to buy was back here in November, where it pierced the 50-day at 45. And you're at 63 right now. So Pure Storage, if you wanted to play it, it looks weak. I don't know. It doesn't fit my personal profile because when you go over here and you look at Pure Storage, PSTG, what's the market cap on this one? 20 billion? That's not big enough for me. It's not something that I like. Do I have it in ETFs? Probably in QQQ or something like that. Or XLK or something. Probably owns, Pure Storage. But 1 year, you're up 52%. Year to date, you're up 3%. 5 years, you're up 281%. Look at the 52-week range. It goes all the way up to 73. Okay? What does Wall Street think that it's worth? They think it's worth 72. So the upside from 63 is 73. Doesn't fit my thing, but if you like this, then I think it's good. So then I asked Perplexity, if you had one stock to buy before they announce earnings tonight on Wednesday, February 26th, what would the stock be? It should be a stock that has surged on earnings announcements for the last 5 years and has a big percentage up to its Wall Street price target and expectations are low. Guess what it freaking picked? NVIDIA. Based on your criteria, NVIDIA stands out as a strong candidate. NVIDIA has consistently surged on earnings announcements over the past 5 years, driven by leadership in AI and semiconductor technology. Expectations for its earnings tonight are high, with analysts forecasting a 63% earnings per share growth and 73% revenue over year. But challenges like export restrictions to China have tempered sentiment, leaving room for upside surprises. Now, how's NVIDIA trading, the chart-wise on this one? It's in that little range that we talked about. Today you're up 3% at 130. Your upside, if you buy at 130 to me, is 140. Again, a 7% move is what the options market is implying. For me, the upside doesn't make sense. If you don't have this one yet, don't load into it. That would be my guidance for you, but I am not your financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I hold a tremendous amount of NVIDIA myself, and I'm sitting here holding. And the reason I'm holding is because this is the key for AI, and I do believe, even if we see a pullback today, that this is one to just sit and watch. It's like Apple. I don't know when I'm going to get back into Apple. Apple is way down today. Apple's down like 2%. This is the one that was holding up over the last period. But look, you have a button hook. Again, if you want to learn about these terms or anything, my newsletter has all of this stuff in the education section down here. You can learn all about the charts, all about technicals, everything that you want. There is a tremendous amount on there. But Apple's down 1.56% today. Look at the MACD. Every time the MACD's gotten up here, we've seen it pull back. Where do I expect it to pull back? To the 220s. You're at 243 right now. It's stretched. Okay? The RSI was up at 65. Needs to come back down. It's at 53. Now, what do I expect? I expect NVIDIA to report good earnings. I don't expect them to report anything poor. But good earnings today are not enough. It's going to have to be perfect. If it's not perfect, we're getting taken down. The first part of this recording, I went over how seasonally, sometimes this is weak, and we can go and look at the seasonality of this. Let's see, the week of the year, and we're going to go back to, let's just go back to 2006. What does this week look like? Not great. Not great at all. But the upcoming weeks are fantastic. 45% is where you're at now, then 47% next week, 58% the following, 63% win. Look, so when do you want to buy it? You want to buy it when it's weak. If I were looking to buy NVIDIA right now, boy, the 20th week of the year might be when I go in. The 24th week of the year might be where I go in. The last week of the year might be where I go in. That's the last 19 years. Seasonality plays a good portion. Oh, that's Apple. Let's go look at NVIDIA. Sorry, I was looking at Apple. Why was I looking at Apple? So this week, 35%. This is when I want to go in. But I don't want to play it before earnings, because what if earnings takes it down by 7%? If it takes it up by 7%, you're probably still fine for the next 4 weeks. But then you got a couple of weeks taken off. Again, this is 19 years of this stock. So I like the stock. Perplexity likes the stock. There's a lot out there. Your opportunities are endless. Again, Trendspider, it's a little bit broken. Wait to sign up, but I would take advantage of, the $20 for 14 free days. Take advantage of anything. If there's one caveat, if there's one big thing for me, it's how naked I feel without this tool. And it's essential for my trading. It's essential for my well-being. Psychology plays a lot in managing your portfolio and trading. I can't live without it. I tried to go back to Active Trader Pro. I couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. And the other thing, premium and alpha picks. Alpha picks I love. I'm in Zeta, even though it's down 10%. I'm going to wait to see what Steve Kress says about it. I see what it is, but I still think it's got great fundamentals. Now, I read that note from Steve Kress at the beginning. And where do you get all this? You go to Linktree. You sign up here for Trendspider. You sign up here for the bundle. You can get Webull. Join Webull. You can get alpha picks. You can sign up for my newsletter. Save $20 off your Visible Mobile. You can get a discount off of Tesla. You can sign up for AT&T. Follow my trades on Savvy Trader. You can gift me with PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. Okay, that's it. 31. This is over an hour. This is way too long. Okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow. See you. Bye. Yeah, exactly, Chris. That was the first outage I had too. Okay, we're gonna put this back in here. Boom, and I'm going to let me see. Let's see, transition. We're going to fade to black. And we're going to paste adjustments all. Boom. Okay, bum bum. And we're going to put in titles. Do lower third. We're going to do 8 seconds. Okay, and then we're just gonna export file, and this is the podcast 226 pod. There we go. Rose, it's true. It's true. I mean, honestly, it's so funny. Because the only other time I felt like this was, I think it was 2022. During Black Friday, when I wasn't yet an affiliate. I became an affiliate in 2023. But in 2022, when I had to pay for my renewal, and they said the Black Friday deal isn't going to happen this year. And I was like, oh, do I really want to pay $1,500 for the year? Let me go down. And I went down a level, and it didn't have, it didn't have back testing. At that level, they had different subscription levels, and it didn't have back testing down to 5 minutes, but I was actually actively trading. And so I had a strategy that was a 10-minute strategy or a 5-minute strategy, something like that. And I remember I can't do it. I can't do it. And I called them up, or I texted them in the contact us button. And I said, hey, I need it. And then I think it was actually Dan, their CEO, who was actually manning the customer service lines that day on chat. And I said, I need it. I need it. And Dan said, you know what? Give me a day. And he was so nice. And the next day they had a Black Friday sale. And I don't think I spurred the Black Friday sale, but I think he knew the Black Friday sale was coming on and he couldn't tell me. And he said, just wait a day. I said, okay. They are so good at customer service, and I know they are stressed out of their minds with this problem. So yeah, and Chris says it right. First outage I've had since I subscribed in 2022. I subscribed in 2020. And I haven't had an outage. I mean, honestly, it's been hit and miss on some features sometimes. Sometimes I get a little bit of a problem. But yeah, Laura, I mean, the greatest advertisement I can do for anybody is try it for 2 weeks. Then you get sucked in. And again, the key point is, they've asked me if I want to give out free trials, and I don't particularly like to give out free trials like a week here, a week there. I don't even like that two week thing for $20, because I think it takes 6 months to actually get integrated into understanding how great this tool is. And, you know, Eli talks about the 4-hour algorithm on the paid newsletter subscriber chat all the time. I'd be way better off using that fucking 4-hour, time frame than a lot of stuff that I currently do. So, but yeah. But Rosa, I try not to say, I've always said I always got pushed into sales. But I would never sell a product that I didn't believe in. And so, for instance, here's kind of a personal story where it was Time Warner Cable, and I managed their Northeast Florida division. And Jacksonville, Lake City, Live Oak, St. Augustine, that area. So they told me, hey, you have to go and train direct salespeople. I'm like, I suck at sales. And they said, well, you have to do it as part of your job. And at that point, I was like, okay, I'll do it because part of my job. Today I'd be like, F you, it's not part of my job. But back then I was pretty okay with it. So I went knocking door to door, and I sold more than anybody. And it wasn't because, and I told the guys, I said, if you're nervous about the price that we're charging, I was the marketing manager, and so I set the prices for a lot of these packages. And so I knew the price that we would pay as the system, and I knew the margins that we had, and I knew the deals that we were giving were the best deals out there. So I said, when I stand up in front of you guys in your weekly meeting and I tell you this is the best deal that we have, it's the fucking best deal that we have. There is nothing that you're going to tell a customer that's an absolute lie. Everything that I put on the piece of paper is true. And so selling is just easy when you actually use the products. I get probably 2-3 apps a week that want me to sell, and forget about the texting services. I mean, there's a lot of these financial gurus that are huge on YouTube, and they're not big. Like, I'm not big on YouTube. I'm not big on, I'm big on Spotify, but I'm not big on any other platform. So, and I can't even read the demographics on Spotify, so I don't even know how big I am, but they tell me I'm big. But I don't know if anybody else can see that. So, if I use the tools, I use the tools. But those gurus, they're offering me. So the latest one that I got, I think it was Monday. Maybe it was yesterday. It might have been Friday. It might have been this weekend. Guy says he has beaten the S&P for the last 2 years. And he has a system in place. And it's app-based, using Discord and Telegram or something. And he said, I will give you 100% of the first year of revenue. Now we're talking $1,000. If you just, tell your people to subscribe. And I mean, it just looked like a grift to me. And I looked at it, and it's option plays, and it's, he has some numbers that say it's true, but yes, I have tried Olga. I have tried TradingView. So here's the difference between the two. I think Trendspider has every bell and whistle, but they don't have a discount service. TradingView has a discount service. I had the opportunity to go into either one when we were building the 4-hour algorithm, me and my buddy Steve. And TradingView had some great videos. They have a great community. You're able to watch a lot of things on YouTube. They are significantly larger than Trendspider. But the reason I went with Trendspider was the customer service was just phenomenal. And when I tell you to go with that higher level, that tier with the training up here, where you get the enhanced, where you get 3 trainings per year. Sometimes they'll run a thing with 52 trainings a year. They keep doing it because I keep selling too much of it, is what they tell me. But the enhanced tier, it's so good, and the customer service is so good that you being new to trading, TradingView, you're on your own. You're going to learn about the MACD. You're going to learn about RSI. You're going to learn about the Bollinger Bands, but you're going to do it on your own. When you get this enhanced service, you can basically show up for an hour and say, hey, this chart, what indicator might we use in this chart to actually write a strategy? And the guys at Trendspider will help you. They're not going to give you financial advice. They're going to say, you know what? Let's throw in some Bollinger Bands. Let's throw in an RSI. Let's throw in a MACD. Let's explain to you what these volume metrics mean. Let's explain to you why Gary sees 140 right here. Well, it does look like there's 140. Huh, never noticed that. They may throw in some of these chart patterns, like broadening ascending, like all of these. You know, they're going to show you how to set up your control panel, your dashboard. They're going to show you all that. So the reason I would go, if it's financial wise and you want to just learn about technicals, don't even do TradingView. I wouldn't go TradingView. I'd go with Thinkorswim. I would absolutely just go with a free tool to learn about the technicals first, Olga. And I try and make sure that people, when they get Trendspider, understand it's a big cash outlay that you're throwing out there. You have to use this tool. If it's something that you're just going to use kind of just sporadically, then yeah, I wouldn't pay for the tool. But for me, shit, I need this stuff. There ain't no way I'm living without it. I mean, right now I just checked. I'm down a significant amount in my account, but it's all Apple, and I'm not worried about Apple. I mean, look at this chart on Apple. Am I worried about Apple? No. It's got this clear channel right here at 220. When it breaks the 200 day, I want to add more. Yeah, I'm not even down that much. Shit. There's something flying up in my portfolio. Hold on, let me look. Let's see. All positions. What's flying in my portfolio? Because right now, Apple is down. Wow. Yeah. I'm way down in Apple. I'm way up in Microsoft because I've got a ton of Microsoft. I'm way up in NVIDIA because I've got a ton of NVIDIA. I'm way up in XLK because I've got a ton of XLK. XLY, I'm way up in that one. Zeta, I'm down 10%. But you know what? My Zeta position is all of $500. I'm down, let's say, a total of 29%. It's $527. I think I spent like $700 when I bought it. 1% of the portfolio. So, yeah. But are they charged? I think they're starting to charge for it. And Amazon chart, by the way, we talked about this one yesterday. To me, Amazon is screaming buy. Broken that channel right there. For the long term, look at how low that MACD is. You go to the weekly, and it's still a little bit stretched. But I think they've got the RSIs are down at 50. When's the last time it was at 50? Back here, where was the stock trading? It was trading at 170. Do I think you're going to double in Amazon? Nah. But listen, long term, I don't think it's bad at all. Yeah, if I'm right on Amazon, it's going to be one of two things. It's either going to be ads that they'll put into the AI stuff and they'll be able to charge for it, or you're going to see a subscription to go ad free. It's going to be like Prime. And if they put ads into it, God. Hey, Alexa, turn on my lights. Well, first, let's hear a message from Doritos. Because we know you just ordered Doritos. We know you've got 2 dogs in the house. Do you need dog food? Because Hill's Science Diet is great. Okay, with that, I'm out of here. I got to go work on this thing. It's 11 o'clock. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I hope everything's okay with Trendspider. Take care. See you. Bye.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.